We'll now flip. We went teams. Now we're going down to players again, and now it's the awards, the one that's surely going to cause the most debate online. So
right.
For our awards, we went through all the main ones: MVP, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man, Most Improved, Coach of the Year, and Executive of the Year. So we're going to go through all of those and share our picks. As we have done before, we'll go back and forth, sharing.
Yeah, we can go back and forth with this one.
Yeah, and we'll say who we got. So, you want me to start this time, or you want to start again?
Go for it. Yeah.
Sure. So for MVP, we have the Bucks at 1. We both have them in the East as the 1 seed. I think Giannis actually goes for the 3-peat.
3-peat?
I think he goes for the 3-peat.
Okay.
I think he's another person who seemed really frustrated and pissed off with how his season ended earlier than expected. Okay. I think also the motivation of all I hear about Giannis is that he wants to win. Even when he signed the contract, stories came out about how this is a guy that his whole career has just been about winning. And he finally now has all the pieces. I mean, he had it before, but now he really has, I think, a team and the motivation behind him to really go and take that next step that we all hope that he would be. If we see him as a guy that potentially is one of the best players of all time, as many people think, I think this is the year that he goes and gets that. And part of how he establishes that is by getting this MVP again. Against all the media narratives and things, as fans are now more aware of that and players are more aware of that now, I think he can get past that. And if he performs as I think he does, he gets still that MVP for the third time. So he's why I got the MVP this year.
Has anyone won it 3 times in a row?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I very well could see it. I actually went with the Laker player from the 1 seed in the West, and I went with Anthony Davis. As I said before, I think he's going to be the best player in the league this year. I think him and LeBron are going to be 1A, 1B on the Lakers, but I think winning really comes down to how well Anthony Davis plays on game nights. So I'm going to go with him. I think he could have been an MVP last year if you really thought about it, and I think he should have won Defensive Player of the Year last year.
I thought about LeBron and AD, and the only reason I didn't was because it seems like they're going to kind of ease into the season, and if they ease into it while Giannis is going full speed, he might get it just for having to start to.
I think they will be going full speed once the season starts. I know they're not playing too much in the preseason, but because it's 10 games shorter and how we talked about the West, how competitive it's going to be, I think each game is going to matter in the long run, especially because we are traveling in this one as well too.
Yeah.
So home court advantage will play a little bit of into effect, especially if we're able to bring fans in the later part of the season around the playoff time. So I think they are going to be seeking to get that 1 seed actually this year.
Got you. I can see it. I should have told you beforehand, but I also put a sleeper pick. So a pick I made, and then a sleeper guy I can see stealing it.
Okay, I can do that too.
Give a sleeper pick that you think maybe could steal that from one of the guys we mentioned.
Sleeper pick. I guess you could call it a sleeper pick, because I don't want to say Luka. I think that's the obvious sleeper pick, but you could say LeBron is kind of a sleeper pick because he's 35 years old, or going to be 36 years old this season. And I think he'd be the oldest MVP ever. So I'll go with LeBron there because, as I said, they're kind of 1A, 1B as far as their importance to the Lakers. So, he could potentially be a sleeper there.
I see that. And someone else who's also won a couple of MVPs already, I think could win this one again, is Steph, actually. I think not having played there means he has to step up a little bit more. I think he gets back to MVP form. And with this team that needs his help, if he steps up and we project them low.
Do you think he could get MVP from the 9 or 8 seed?
Well, that's the thing, though. We project him low, but if they get higher, if they jump somewhere 5 or somewhere in there and get in that range, I think he very well could win that award. So, I see Steph as someone that could definitely get back in that conversation. So, definitely going to be a fun MVP race this year.
Yeah.
Now for Rookie of the Year, this was a fun one because there's guys that we mentioned that we like. We mentioned LaMelo a few times and things, and I thought about going with him, but I'm actually going to go with Ant Edwards. I've liked what I've already seen from him in the preseason. I think that he's going to fit very well alongside D'Angelo and Karl-Anthony Towns. Even though guys are also alongside him on that team, a couple other young guards, Jarrett Culver and Malik Beasley and all these other guys that are also on the way over there. Don't even stop. Nope, we're not going there. We're not going there. only on the court. We're talking about on the court. He might be off the court. Never mind.
I know who won't be cheering for Malik Beasley.
Chill out. but anyways, I think Edwards could have a real good season this year, and win that MVP Rookie of the Year award. Excuse me. So yeah, he's my pick.
Okay. I guess my sleeper would be Denny.
That was mine also.
He came out of the 9. He came out of the 9 spot in the draft. And I already said I like his game and the potential it has. But my actual pick was LaMelo. I think more so because of the usage he's going to get as well too. I think he's going to be a focal point of their offense. So I think he's going to handle the ball a lot and play make a lot. And I think because of that, he's going to have high assist numbers, pretty high rebound numbers. Maybe not scoring a lot because that's something his game will have to evolve a little bit.
Right.
But I think it's going to be similar to like Michael Carter Williams in that way, to where like the team wasn't great, but he was the best player.
Carter Williams. Remember Michael Carter Williams had that one game, first game of his career, double whatever it was. Hasn't been anywhere near that since. So
right.
But yeah, I got high hopes for LaMelo and see him winning as well. You don't see Bull stealing it this year?
Is he going to be considered a rookie?
I'm not sure, but he said he wanted the award. So
right. Yeah, he did say that. They probably will consider him a rookie. I don't think he's going to get enough playing time because of how loaded they are.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah. So it's going to be a fun Rookie of the Year race. I'm excited for that also. Now going on the list, Defensive Player of the Year. This is the one I actually went with the Laker. I went with Anthony Davis here, actually. I think he got robbed last year, and this is the year where they get it right and give it to him. So I think AD gets it. And regardless of when he comes back in, whenever he gets going, I think he's going to have such a big impact on the defensive side for the Lakers. And we're going to be, as we were, another year being a top-tier defensive team, and he's going to be as a leader of that, and he will get an award because of it. So I'm going with AD there. Yeah.
And not to discredit what you said, I wouldn't even say that AD got robbed, because I felt Giannis also deserved it too. But
right.
AD would have been my pick as well, but I thought Giannis was deserving of the award as well too.
Yeah.
But I have Anthony Davis here as well. I think he was the Defensive Player of the Year last year, and I think he will be again this year. I think he's able to guard pretty much every position on the floor and changes the complexion of other teams' offenses when he's out there. He's elite rim protector as well too. Better than Rudy Gobert. I'll even say that.
Understood.
And this is going to be the Rudy Gobert hate podcast now. But yeah, I'm going to go with Anthony Davis as a Defensive Player of the Year.
Gotcha. You have a sleeper pick for that one?
Do I have a sleeper pick for that one? Sleeper pick, Drew Holiday.
I like that. They usually go more versatile defenders, and while he tends to kind of stay with the guards though. So maybe I don't know if
I think he finally gets some light because he's going to be on a really good team this year. And he's been on the Pelicans for a while, and not everyone knows how good a defender he is.
Yeah.
I think he's
big fan of his. So I like that. My pick though actually was the guy who we saw have the biggest defensive play of the year last season, and that was Bam Adebayo. Bam with his block against the Celtics last year. I think he continues to show more of his defensive prowess and has a real good year and actually could potentially be in that argument. I think he was actually like fourth in voting.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he was like top 4, top 5 in voting this last season. I think he could jump and win the award this year around. So yeah, Bam was a sleeper.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So now going to 6 man, it's just there's a lot of guys you can pick from this one. Who you have as your 6 man of the year? I'll let you go first this time.
I went with Spencer Dinwiddie.
That's who I had.
Because I have the Nets in that 4 speed, I think it's possible for a 6-man candidate to be in that top 4 range. And I think he's going to be a key part to the Nets' success this season. I don't think he's going to start. As we talked about earlier, because I think they need to bring some firepower off the bench, and sharing the duties with Kyrie isn't going to go well over with Kyrie. So I think he's not going to start next to Kyrie, but they may finish the game together, like you said.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's going to be key to that Nets team being good this season, as he has been in the past, but hasn't really gotten the shine. And another similar situation to Drew Holiday. He's been on teams that haven't been the marquee team. but they may be the marquee team this year. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think he's gonna have a big year. I'm rooting for him. So yeah, he was who I had as my pick. And for a sleeper, I didn't want to go with any of the obvious names. I didn't want to go Lou Will again or Trez or anybody who's already won it. A guy I actually picked is Jordan Clarkson.
I've seen him mentioned. Yeah,
Utah. If Utah is up in that 5, 6, 7, somewhere in that playoff range as we expect, it's going to be not only because of what Donovan Mitchell does, but because of the guys around him. I think Jordan Clarkson has shown that he finally found a home in Utah, and that he could be very beneficial there and have a big season. So that being the case, I think he definitely could win that award, and I'm rooting for him and hope that he's in contention. my dog again.
You're good. You're good.
Just close the door.
I didn't have a sleeper there for six man. It's kind of hard to think of that off the top.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else right now. I don't know.
Yeah. Just for the hype train, maybe THT if he doesn't start.
I like THT. I don't know if he's going to get enough playing time to be that, but being Lakers fans, we're rooting for him, and I hope that he does. So, yeah, I like that too. Yeah, so that's it for six man of the year. Now going to most improved. This is there's a bunch of guys you could pick. This one, who you have as your most improved guy?
This one's kind of hard because, as I said before, he's already been good. He just hasn't gotten the spotlight, and this is DeAndre Ayton. Because he averaged like 18 and 11 or so last year. He missed like half the season because he was suspended. But
another one of those guys who's a top 2 pick that gets most improved still.
Right, exactly.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to, I guess, increase his scoring and maybe increase his assists or whatever. But I think with the Suns being a much better team this season, he's going to get more of a spotlight. And I think he'll get some credit finally for his ability because I think, as I said before, he wasn't even on the top 100 list, or
right.
I think he wasn't top 50. I think he's for sure a top 50 player. So yeah, that's my.
I'm not mad at the pick. Always he's an Arizona boy and all that. It's just funny, just playing off of how they picked that award in the past. So I can see it. Someone who's I actually have to win this award, who I mentioned a few times, or a couple episodes we talked with our players to watch and all of that, is Kobe White out in Chicago. Right. I think he has a real big season alongside Zach LaVine and all those guys. I think Chicago has a better season than expected. And alongside with Zach LaVine leading them, I think Kobe White is right next to him getting the job done. He had a real nice end of the year last year. I think he had a couple of games where he just went off. I remember the exact stats. My apologies. But I know he really cooked last year a little bit. I think he carries it over to this year and steps it up as Chicago tries to really get going. So I like him a lot as the most improved player. So who's I'm rooting for? You have anybody else off top of the head you could think of for that award?
Just a couple of the players to watch. Like I think Lonzo is potentially a candidate. His name has been said before, like last year as well. But I think the full year of Zion is going to help. Mm-hmm. And he was one of the better 3-point shooters in the league last year as well too. So if he's able to continue that,
do you think they may mess around and give Zion the award if he plays a full season?
For most improved?
Yeah.
I don't think so because he was already putting up 25 points a game.
I know, but if he's the guy and they give him that agenda, as we know, he has to win some kind of award. He may steal that one.
If we want to be honest about it, I think Zion, had he played a full season, would have been the Rookie of the Year. As great as Ja Morant was and is, he's a great player, and he's the center of that franchise. I think Zion is the better player between the two, and I think had he had a full season, he would have continued to do what he did in his 20 games. So maybe they will be like, we'll give you this one since you weren't able to get Rookie of the Year last year.
Got you. So, yeah, I can see that. Someone else who I hope has a full season and may get the award because of it, Marvin Bagley in Sacramento.
Yeah.
He is the guy that maybe we'll hope he would be. If he's the guy that got drafted above Luka for a reason, if he's somewhat close to what people
hope. Luka and Trey.
Yeah, exactly. If he truly is that guy, he'll show up this year and make some things happen out in Sacramento, and I think he could end up winning that award because of it. So, yeah, as I said, I'm watching that team a lot, and I hope that they do big things, and Marvin Bagley will be a big reason why. So, hopefully he does that.
Yeah.
Sorry, my dog's fucking around.
You're good.
If you hear that.
And then what's the next one? Executive of the year?
Last two, we got Coach of the Year and then Executive of the Year.
Coach of the Year.
That's Coach of the Year.
For my Coach of the Year, I got Monty Williams. I think
hold on.
What happened?
Go, Brad. Go. All right.
She distracted you?
Yeah, she walking around. Go ahead.
So for my Coach of the Year, I got Monty Williams from the Suns. I think he had those boys playing real well in the bubble with their 8-0 run.
Mm-hmm.
I think, as we've talked about a lot now, the Suns are going to be a lot better team with Chris Paul. And I think they're going to win more games and be a playoff team, which they haven't been for a while. Mm-hmm. And Monty Williams being able to do that is going to earn him some credit this year. So I got Monty.
Mm-hmm. Another name we talked about a lot that deserves a lot of praise, and I think it's going to show again why he receives all the praise that he does. It's Eric Spoelstra. I think he wins it again this year, and the Heat step up into that top two as we expect. I think he's going to hit his impact on the players on the court is going to be a big reason why. So yeah, I got Eric Spoelstra winning that. Do you have a sleeper that can steal that?
I didn't. Let me see. Just looking at it.
All right, and I'll say mine right now because I think you're going to laugh at mine, actually.
Okay.
I have Steve Nash potentially being Coach of the Year.
Okay.
And it's going to be because he's going to be in that Steve Kerr role where you're just like, make sure they just don't mess up. If you just you have all the pieces, just put them in the right spot and let them do their thing. And if they cook how we assume they're going to cook, they're going to have a big season. I think Steve Nash could benefit from that and end up being in this conversation. So, yeah, I see Steve Nash being one to look out for.
I think a sleeper might be for sure sleeper will be Steven Silas for the Rockets, just because it's not a household name really, and he's a first-year coach.
Right.
And then also Doc Rivers, I think, because of, as I said before, he's kind of looked fraudulent in the last couple of years as a coach. Yeah. So if he's able to have the Sixers in that 3 seed like we have, or a 2 or a 1, he could potentially get that nod as well too.
Speaking of frauds, I couldn't do it because they're a Celtic, but do you see Brad Stevens potentially being in that conversation this year? No, he falls off. Fraud? That's what I thought.
I think he's already gotten his flowers too early.
Way too early.
I think people are kind of sick of how much praise he's gotten for being a good young coach.
Got you.
And I think they're still going to be around the same area they've been. Like, it's not going to be a significant improvement from last year. So, yeah. I'm with you on that. So we'll move on. And now Executive of the Year. Hopefully we agree on this. I'll let you go first. Who you have as your Executive of the Year? I got a couple options. Who I believe it should be is Rob Pelinka.
Okay, yeah.
For the Lakers. All the offseason acquisitions he made, Wesley Matthews, Marc Gasol, Trez. I'm missing a fourth one. Who am I missing? Schroeder.
Yeah.
I think those role players he brought in are going to be significant additions and good replacements for the guys we lost as well too. And then obviously we already have LeBron and AD, so he didn't have to do much more there after he secured them. But we did sign them both to extensions, so that's also a good move.
That counts. Yep.
As an executive, yeah. So I think it should be Rob. They might do him dirty again because it should have been Rob last year, honestly, to me.
Oh, right. They give the Clippers do. I forgot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll see, but that would be my pick. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had him as well, and then actually my sleeper for that was the Bucks GM. I don't know exactly what his name is, but just the Bucks able to make sure they keep Giannis. Say that again.
I think it's like Horst.
Yeah, whatever, you look it up. But I think him making sure they hold on to Giannis, not losing him. Even though things kind of fell apart with the Bogdanovich trade and things,
right?
Drew Holiday still and having him along adding to the roster, I think we're big, and I think that voters could give him that as well. So I can see going to either one of those guys.
Yeah, John Horst.
Yeah, I can see him getting it too. So yeah, definitely.
So I had two sleepers. One, Daryl Morey. Like I said, I like the moves that he's made, and especially if he makes a Harden trade. True. That's a big fish. So if he makes that trade, that he might be in contention for Executive of the Year. And then Travis, I think Schenkel for the Atlanta Hawks, and then the moves that he made. If they're able to significantly improve, he could be in contention as well.
Gotcha. So yeah, a lot of things that can definitely be debated here. So yeah, for all you guys watching, thanks again so much. As always, make sure you follow us on here on IG at 69300, on Twitter 600 Pod. Let us know what your lists are and all of that. We went through a whole bunch of lists of these last couple episodes. Then we get back to us
and subscribe.
You agree on. Make sure you subscribe to the show. Yep, make sure you subscribe here. Keep showing love to us on here on YouTube. Definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. And yeah, we'll be back to talk NFL and things as seasons go on. So those are all our picks for the season, our favorite teams, and all of that you guys just watched recently. So appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we'll be back again soon. So thanks so much for watching. And yeah, we out of here, man. Peace.
Deuces.